Paul.
Kieran Atto.
I'm Olivia Bell.
I'm Stephen Williams.
Luke.
I identify as a queer person.
Gay.
I'm a lesbian.
As bisexual.
As a gay man.
So the best thing that you can do as an ally is to listen, and when you, if it comes to you to educate someone, not to put your own perspective onto it, but to relay information.
Like lads, like culture, if they see a guy who shows some sort of emotion, they're called like a fag or things like that, which is horrible, or they see a girl who's dressed in not traditionally feminine clothes and she's called a dyke, and I think that just needs to be discouraged.
They're friends of people who identify as LGBT, support them in any possible way they can.
I think there's a difference between just acceptance and actually sort of acting as an ally. Because sort of just saying that you accept LGBT people and won't go out of your way to discriminate against them isn't being an ally. You actually have to be actively treating people, you know, in a way, and with the amount of respect that you would treat anyone who was cisgender heterosexual.
Essentially, like, stop oppressing other people within the community. As a bisexual man, I've been told by notably gay and lesbian people how I'm not bisexual and how it's a phase and how I should pick one.
There are all sorts of things, but I don't think that LGBT people should be expected, just because they exist and identify in these ways, to be educators. Some people want to be educators, but you shouldn't have to be responsible for that just because you exist.
And not just stick to the community, because a lot of people just stick to LGBT community because it's a safe place, but have other friends. Like, I'm not saying that everyone doesn't have other friends, but just like spread out the fact that there is an issue of homophobia still.
I think do what you're comfortable with. It's not your job to educate people who don't know. It's not your job to put yourself in a situation where you might not feel comfortable.
Well, again, it's I suppose we've got to support each other to support the whole group. So I guess it's that people are a lot more accepting than you imagine, especially your mother.
Identities other than cisgender and heterosexual were real and normal.
Because I didn't come out until I was about 16, 17, when I knew when I was about 12, 13, and I would have just said, like, do it as quick as possible. Like, I wasted so much time pretending to be someone that I wasn't.
I think that all too often people say they go back and they change something, and I've had some really horrific experiences because of how early I came out, because of how open I decided to be, which, you know, you could say, well, maybe I'd leave it for a few years or put myself in a slightly safer space beforehand, but I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't.
And I would tell myself that coming out's not as scary as you think it is. Like, people are genuinely more accepting, and you are surprised by the people that are accepting. But I would also say don't come out until you're ready.